it's just the way our mind works. It's so crazy. But like the more you restrict yourself from something, the more you're gonna want it. It's almost like a toxic relationship. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. So for those of you that don't know me, I've lost over 100 pounds and I've been maintaining my weight for over 15 years. So today we're gonna talk about the holidays, the pressure around food, the pressure around weight gain. I don't know about you, but that is something that has really kind of haunted me throughout most of my adult life. And over the last 5 to 6 years, I've really gotten to a place where I'm like, I'm not gonna be living my life like this anymore. I've done a few things that have really helped me, so that's what I'm gonna share with you today. I love the holidays. The holidays for me are very special. So if you can relate, then this might be, these are some tips that you might implement into your lifestyle just to kind of help you around these times. Now, in the past, because of the pressure that I put on myself, I'm not gonna lie, I've dealt with binge eating. I've dealt with just like a lot of negativity around the holidays. Even though I love the holidays, it was just so much pressure around not gaining weight and oh my gosh, can I eat this? And oh my gosh, can I eat that? Gosh, like I was just so focused on the foods that I couldn't eat and on what I was gonna eat, and I didn't wanna go overboard and this and that. And then it just like took away overall from just like creating those happy moments and those happy memories that holidays are meant to create. You know what I mean? So what I've done over the last few years is used a few tricks that have been so helpful, okay? So number one, I already do a little bit of intermittent fasting on a daily basis. But when I know, so let's just pretend this is like Thanksgiving, this is like Christmas, this is like a big gathering. Maybe you're going to like a wedding, maybe you're gonna go to a potluck with with a bunch of friends and everyone's taking like all the foods, right? So the one thing that I'm doing for sure is because I do not wanna miss out on my favorite foods. I wanna be able to eat what I wanna eat. I intermittent fast a little longer. For those of you that don't know what intermittent fasting is, I do have a full video on that, which I will leave linked in the description below for you. But just very quickly, we all fast, okay? When we're sleeping, we are fasting because fasting just means that you're not eating. What you would do is just extend that window. So instead of eating at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., I personally will extend it to, let's say, around midday. So intermittent fasting is super helpful because you extend your eating window. So you're basically not eating all morning, and then depends on how comfortable you feel on pushing it out, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And then once you do break your fast, then just make sure you have something that's like really low in carbs, like protein. So that's what I do. I'll have some chicken breast. I can have some leftover, like whatever I have that's meat. I just make sure that it is super low in carbs. Why? Because I'm not gonna get bloated. And when you're craving like a nutrient dense food like that, then you know that you're actually hungry and you're not just wanting to snack. Because sometimes it's a habit, right? A lot of us just eat out of habit. And that's another thing that I do. I focus on protein. So once I do eat, and I use this pretty much year round. If I'm going to a wedding, if it's Thanksgiving, if it's Christmas, if it's like a potluck, a gathering, I always use this because it really helps. I love bone broth. Bone broth is so nutritious, a lot of protein. It has so many health benefits. It's great for your gut. Now, another thing that I do is I take all my supplements, probiotic, prebiotic, that's a must. I take the one by seed, especially when I'm fasting. I feel like it is just so good and beneficial for your gut. Now, 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. So if you're having issues with your skin, with your digestive system, if you're constipated, your hair's falling out, all of that stems from your gut health. So a great place to start is definitely a high quality probiotic and prebiotic. I'll leave this one linked in the description below. I also have a discount code, which I will leave here on the screen for you. A great probiotic and prebiotic is life-changing. This one is a 2-in-1, so it's just kind of like you knock them both out at one time. It makes it all the way down into your colon, feeds all the gut bacteria that needs to be fed down there. For me, it has made a world of a difference. Another thing that is really helpful helpful is hydration. So staying hydrated. You don't want to go without food and no water. Like, you want to stay hydrated. A lot of times, believe it or not, when you are hungry or you feel like snacking, sometimes you are literally just dehydrated. So keep your body hydrated. Drink enough water. If you have electrolytes, take electrolytes. You can totally drink electrolytes while you're still intermittent fasting. Black coffee, you can have tea. All of these things help when you are intermittent fasting. But I love to do this leading up to a big feast. In my mind, I don't feel deprived because it's almost more of that mentality of like, delay, don't deny. Like, when I get to this feast, when I get to this party, when I get to this potluck, when I get to Thanksgiving dinner, like, your girl is going to enjoy every last bite, okay? We are doing something good for our body by fasting. Fasting helps purify your blood. It helps, there's just so many benefits to fasting. We're not gonna get into that because I am queen of getting off on taking off on a tangent. We're not doing that. But if you wanna know like all the benefits of fasting, comment down below. I'm happy to put that together for you. I'm all about feasting. I'm all about eating a little bit of everything that's on the table until you are nice and full. But there's also a thin line between like, okay, I'm nice and full and binging. And trust me, I've been there. I've been there because I used to be very, very restrictive with my food. I told you I've lost over 100 pounds. I actually lost 135 pounds to be exact. I was so young and I really just wanted to lose weight as fast as possible. And I definitely restricted a lot. And when you restrict, eventually, I don't care how strong your willpower is, eventually it will lead to a binge. It's just the way our mind works. It's so crazy, but like, the more you restrict yourself from something, the more you're gonna want it. It's almost like a toxic relationship. Why do I crave this so much when I know I shouldn't be having it? So anyway, all I'm gonna say is, like, once you do get to your party, once you are with your family and everyone's talking and laughing and eating, just be conscious of like not going overboard. Even though you've delayed all day, you don't have to stuff your face until you feel sick to your stomach. And I've done that before and it's not fun. It takes away from the experience. And like, the whole point of this video is like, we want to try to just like enjoy that time, enjoy the experience of the holidays. And so these are just some tips that work for me. This is what I do, and I get to go into my parties and I try a little bit of everything. I don't care. Even when I was really, really strict with my carbs, when it came to holidays, I was going to enjoy my food. I don't believe in punishing yourself. Like, I think even if you go overboard, you are not going to punish yourself. You tell yourself, okay, you know what? I didn't feel good after that. We're not gonna do that again. It's in the past. Now you move forward. You're not gonna go to the gym for 10 hours, go to the gym for like 5 hours. You're not gonna go and starve yourself for the next few days. Like, you're not gonna do that. You just don't wanna create that type of relationship with food. I think as long as you know like your happy place where you feel like happy and you're full and you're just like, oh my God, I just ate all my favorite foods. Like, I have been waiting all year for this, because there are those foods that my family only makes for Thanksgiving. And there are foods that we only have for Christmas. And so I wait all year long for these foods. Like, I don't want to think back, because I do. I think back to when I was like 21, 22, 23. I was like in my early 20s. And I clearly remember so vividly, like when I think of somebody's wedding or I think of a party, like these memories come to me where I'm just kind of like, fuck, like I remember not being able to enjoy the cake. I remember I never got to taste this. And I remember like I wanted to, like I really wanted to, and I just didn't because I was so disciplined. But like it literally took away from those memories. It took away from that moment in my life. And so I don't want that to continue, not for me and not for you. I want us to be able to like just live in the moment. And of course, we all want, we want to be healthy and we all want to look a certain way. So doing little things like this will help you stay on track, and you're going to get to enjoy your moment. You're going to get to live your life at just the way you want it at that point in time. And then you move on. What I will say is you do not want to continue doing that the day after and the day after and the day after, because that you will spiral. So just don't continue to do the binging. Don't continue to overeat, because then that will or could become a problem. I would say just move forward, low intermittent fasting, focus on protein, and move on with your everyday life. I hope that I got my point across, because this is literally what I do leading into the holidays. It's helped me maintain my weight for the past 15 years. So these are definitely some things that you could use moving forward. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go subscribe and turn the post notification bell on so that you don't miss any of my future videos. If you have friends and family that are living a low carb lifestyle, or maybe just trying to make healthier choices in their life, please share my channel with them. Some of my content might be really, really helpful. But thank you guys so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.